All right, guys, Traversal ENT in the building, guys. Let's get straight to it. Jaron Ennis, right? He has been making a lot of noise in the boxing scene, caught my attention. So I thought I'll give him I'd watch his stuff, study him a little bit, and see what I come up with to see if the height fits the fighter. 27-0, 25 KOs. He's listed at 5'10", and he's in the welterweight division, 147 pounds, guys. So let's get straight down to it. I ain't gonna lie to you lot. I've recorded 3 videos on him already today, and each of them I've deleted because it's just too long. I'll keep hitting the 20-minute mark, and I don't want to talk about a fighter that long. Let's try and make this one nice, short, and sweet, yeah? Okay. How good is Jaron Ennis? We're going to talk about his good side, his upside, and then we're going to talk about his major weakness. He has a major weakness that people are not highlighting. So let's cover that, right? So how good is Jaron Ennis? This is going to come as a bit of a controversial statement and a bit of a shocker, but it is what it is, and I do stand by what I'm about to say. How good is he? He is better in terms of skills, in terms of ability, in terms of technical skills, ability, in terms of talent. He is better than Pretty Boy Floyd. Yeah? So he has more skills than Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather. What? You did not just say that, Traversal. You did not just say that. Yes, I did. He has more skills than Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather. What else? He is also more talented and technically better than Terence Bud Crawford. Whoa. Yo, you gotta be kidding, man. You gotta be kidding me, right? No, I'm not kidding you. I mean what I say. He is better. He's got more skills. He's technically better than Terence Bud Crawford. And he's better and he's got more skills than Pretty Boy Floyd Mayweather. If you take him, you take Floyd, you take Terence, and you pit them skill for skill, talent for talent, Jaron Ennis he will come at the victor. He would come at the victor. In terms of a skills test, he would come at the victor. He has a better package than the other two. Also, Jaron Ennis can do everything that Terence Crawford can. But the same can't be said about Crawford. Jaron Ennis can do both. You see, he's ambidextrous. Floyd Mayweather wasn't. So just that alone gives him an additional attribute that Floyd didn't have. Jaron Ennis can switch it up so well, and this is where he does it better than Crawford. You see, when Crawford switches up from orthodox to southpaw, you can see he's done the switch. The announcers pick up on it immediately, so does the fighter. Crawford does a great job at it. When Jaron Ennis does it, the guy will do it in between a combo. And then after he'll do it in between a combo, he'll transition, and then he'll remain in that stance. So the way I see it is, at times he does it, and he's not even aware that he's done it at that moment in time. That's how fluid and how natural he is at transitioning from orthodox to southpaw. Very good at transitioning from orthodox to southpaw. Jaron Ennis does it so naturally, he does it a whole level above Crawford, how Crawford does it. And the opponents do not see the switch. Whereas with Crawford, when he does it, the opponents can tell because he'll do it before he engages in some cases. Jaron Ennis will do it whilst he's engaging with you, mid-combo. I have seen it. I watched Jaron Ennis' fights from 2020 onwards, and he's had about 4 or 5 fights since then. Yesterday and today, I've dedicated that time to study this guy, and I'm telling you, there's no point watching him before 2020 because bear in mind, the guy's only 23 years old. I don't want to see him as a junior person fighting. I wanted to see how he's doing now, and particularly his last fight, right? So the ambidextrous thing, he does it, he switches it even better than Crawford, as shocking as that sounds. He doesn't do the pullback counter like Floyd, but he has adopted the Philly shell. He rolls with punches very, very well. He mixes he throws better combinations than Floyd did when Floyd was Pretty Boy Floyd. Jaron Ennis' combinations are deadly. The guy will batter you to your windpipe. I think they call it solar plexus, whatever they call it. He'll batter you to your windpipe. bring it up with an uppercut right in the middle, pull back and give you a right hook or a left hook. This guy, his combination is second to none. His skills are second to none. Athleticism, second to none. Speed, second to none. Jab, second to none. Reflexes, he has very good reflexes. Better than Floyd? Probably not. I say Pretty Boy Floyd had better reflexes, slightly, just ever so slightly better than Pretty Boy Floyd. But Jaron Ennis is right up there. So what does this tell you about the guy? This tells you that if you let this guy continue to grow at the speed in which he is growing at, he will almost become unbeatable. Which means if you are going to beat this guy, it is better to take him on now. Because if you allow another 12 months to go, this guy, not only will he get stronger, because for me, although he's 23, I don't think he's completely got his man strength yet. Not completely. I see him still developing in terms of his power a bit more. By the time he hits 26, 27, it's really going to come in nicely. So the longer you give someone like Jaron Ennis, it's bad news for you because he's already operating at a very elite level in terms of the skill set this man is demonstrating in the ring. Not in terms of the opponents he's fought. But he's fighting at a very high caliber, which is why a lot of people are falling in love with him. Because they see him and they think, dude, this guy's skills, you could put him in there with literally anybody. And this guy will dominate the majority of people. Skill for skill, he'll dominate everyone. I'll be the first to say it. He will dominate everybody skill for skill. But guess what? Boxing isn't just about skills though, is it? There's a lot more to it than just skills. Heart plays a big part, and I'm not saying he doesn't have it, but heart plays a big part. Many times I've seen a fighter who was less skilled win a fight. So I've given him his props. I've said he's got more talent and he's more skillful than even Pretty Boy Floyd. He doesn't get any more complimentary than that, guys. I said he's got more than Crawford. Now, where is the negative with Jaron Ennis? Because he's a bit like, for those of you who like your anime, if you watch Dragon Ball Z, he's a Gohan. His potential is ridiculous, right? His ceiling is ridiculous. Whoever found this fighter, you literally landed on a gold mine. Gold mine. Literally, you did. This fighter is not something that comes across every day. He is a very, very rare individual when it comes to boxing. And he's young. But he literally has it all. This guy has it all in abundance. Yeah? And now here's the problem with Jaron Ennis, right? To cut a long story short. His problem is two things. Number one, he is in love with his skills. Jaron Ennis is in love with his skills. Which means what? When he steps in the ring with you, he does not care who you are or what you do. He already has concluded in his head, you are not better than me. So regardless of what you do, I can meet you at whatever game you want to play, or I will just fight you whatever way I decide to fight you, and I'm going to batter you, and I'm going to hurt you, and knock you out. You're not better than me. Now, he has that mindset in abundance, and that's where his confidence comes from. He's got fantastic ring generalship, this guy has, right? Now, having that problem of being in love with your skill is a double-edged sword. In one aspect, it's great because it gives you confidence that you need, and you're going to have a nice long streak of winning. But on the flip side, you underestimate your opponent when you do that. Because you automatically conclude that he can't bother you, which is incorrect. A man does not need to be more skillful than you to cause you problems. Which is what Jaron Ennis, I believe, is going to suffer. And he's going to suffer it real bad. That leads me to the second point and his biggest weakness in Jaron Ennis. And if I'm anyone near him or around him or his team, you best believe I'm telling them, fix that immediately. Jaron Ennis, because he's so in love with his skills, he throws defense to the wind. He is very capable of defending himself very well, dodging punches, moving away from them, rolling with them, catching and shooting. He can do it all. But because he's so confident with his skills and that he can beat you up with his skills, this guy, he pays no regard to his defense sometimes, meaning he lets you tag him. Every person who fights Jaron Ennis hits him flush. I was shocked with how often this guy got hit flush by guys he really shouldn't have got touched by, in my opinion. I'm not the only one. Even his cornermen told him off. They said to him, and I quote, "Yo, what are you doing, man? You're getting hit with stupid shots. Tighten up the defense. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. Why are you getting hit with stupid shots? No more flashy. Tighten it up." Now, guys, I want to say something. He wasn't in trouble under any circumstance in any of those fights. But they just didn't like the fact that he was allowing the guy to hit him flush. And you know what? Ennis did not care. He did not care that he was getting hit flush by those guys. Why? Because number one, he didn't respect the guy's power. Number two, he just thought, whatever, regardless, I'm still gonna beat you. Now, this attitude is gonna cause this guy to suffer the most brutal, devastating knockout we're gonna see on TV. Now, I want to say something clearly here because I really want to emphasize the problem with Ennis. I'm not saying that he might suffer a knockout. I'm not saying that. I am categorically telling you, the listener, listen carefully. I'm categorically saying that Jaron Ennis is going to be brutally knocked out sooner than you think, sooner than later, I'll put it that way. That confidence in his skill is going to be his downfall. This guy gets hit flush at least 4 times to 5 times in the fight. And it's not like this is happening later on in the fight when both fighters are tired. He'll get hit flush from round 2, round 3. Against Lipinec, he got hit flush in the second round. He got hit flush in the third round. With the shots that he got hit with, mark my word, if that was a Keith Thurman hitting him like that, even an Errol Spence, who in my opinion, Keith hits harder than Spence, but even someone with a respectable power like Spence, if it was someone like Canelo when he was in welterweight hitting you like that, even a Danny Garcia hitting you that flush, Ennis will be on his back or on his face down on the mat. He won't be getting up from them shots by elite level punches. He will not get up from them shots by elite level punches. Okay? This guy, in his last 4 fights, he's getting hit flush. Ridiculous. There's no way in hell this guy should be getting hit flush like that. No way. But you know why he is? Because he does not care. You see the foolishness in the mindset. And this is what I mean. This is why I conclude that Jaron Ennis, he has a ceiling like no fighter. Super up ceiling he's got. But he is defensively irresponsible. He is defensively immature. He is defensively ignorant. Because he's in love with his skills. Now, guys, I'm going to end it with saying this. I'm not so convinced that it's going to be necessarily one of the upper echelons welterweights or one of the top welterweights that's going to beat Jaron Ennis. Because understand, when Ennis gets in the ring with you, he will punish you. He's too skilled, this guy. And he's offensive-minded. He's not a defensive-minded person. He's an offensive-minded guy. And this guy can put punches together like you've never seen it. Yeah? Beautiful combination of body to head. Like, beautiful combination. I will say this. Where he excels over Errol Spence when it comes to the body work is the fact that he disguises his body attack, unlike Spence. Spence is very good and systematic, methodic to the body, but Spence is obvious, which is why Sean Porter could take that away from Spence in the fight. He took away Spence's body shots to him. Spence wasn't doing to the body on Porter what we expected. Porter took it away because Spence is obvious with it. Someone like Jaron Ennis, there's no way you can stop his body attack. It's impossible. He masks it so well. You cannot stop it. And if you pay attention to that, he's going to really hurt you at the top. He hasn't got exceptional power or anything like that. I would say his power is respectable. It's not like he's got pillow-fisted hands, but he's not a power puncher per se. It's respectable power. But his precision is what wins him everything. He strikes for the target, he will hit bullseye every time. And he's much faster than you are as well. He'll blaze you in that ring. He's really good, guys. But tag him, he's done. If you tag him and you're a power puncher, you will knock him out. Clean out. Clean, absolutely clean. I'll end it with saying this. If you are a Mexican fighter or a Russian or European fighter, specifically Russian, Mexican would be the best style, and you have a Marcus Maidana type style, meaning if you are durable and you can take a punch or two, so you got a Danny Garcia type chin, you got a Sean Porter type toughness and chin, right? You'll come forward, consistent pressure come forward like Marcus Maidana, regardless of the fact that you know you're going to take punishment, you still come forward. Now, a lot of Russians are like that too. A lot of these Eastern European fighters are like that as well. If you have that and you're tough and you're a serious puncher, like a serious puncher, you will knock out Jaron Ennis right now. You will actually beat him. You will upset this guy. You shouldn't win the fight under any circumstance. He has everything to beat you 7 times over, but you will knock him out because he throws defense to the wind. He doesn't care. He thinks he's just too good. He thinks, I'll handle it. And that's going to be his downfall. I'm telling you lot right now, Traversal ENT, this fighter, Jaron Ennis, he's going to be highlight reel of brutal knockout of the year. And I believe he'll come sooner than people think. And it don't have to come from a world-class welterweight. It just has to come from a Marcus Maidana type fighter with the toughness of a Sean Porter or Danny Garcia, who's got power in his punch, will knock Jaron Ennis the hell out. Because this guy gets tagged 4, 5, 6 times, 7, 8, 9 times every fight. It's crazy. It's actually insane. It's actually insane. Right, guys, I've gone past the 15-minute mark. I was trying to make this video 12 minutes, but I think I'll end it there. I've given Jaron Ennis his props. He's very, very good, guys. Very, very good. Very exciting fighter. Don't miss his next fight. If you don't know about him, go and do your research. He has a lot of potential. This guy's really, really good. Really, really good. But that weakness. That weakness for me is mind-blowing. I can't believe he allows fighters to hit him like that. It's crazy, actually, guys. Signing out, Traversal ENT. Make sure you subscribe, guys. I'm out.